Welcome to Soccer Gaming, and in this video I want to go over what gypsum is, how you're going to get gypsum, and why it is important for you in gaining gear score so that you can get all of your gear all the way up maxed out at 590. So if you'd like to watch that, stick around. So New World introduced the gypsum system, and it kind of came out like a month ago or something, and it's going to help you drill down your expertise in certain gear or weapons or whatever you want to put it into. It's going to kind of help you move that forward. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I get a lot of questions like, well, how do I get it? Why do I get it? How does it work? So I just want to kind of go over all that in this video, and hopefully I can answer a lot of the questions you guys have. So to start us off, I just want to talk about the 8 different activities that you can do in order to get this gypsum. So the first one is Obsidian Gypsum, which you get by defeating level 60 plus open world named bosses. And typically these are found in the elite landmarks such as Merkgard and stuff like that. The next one is the Sapphire Gypsum, and this you get by defeating the final bosses of the Lazarus or the Garden of Genesis. So if you beat those, you will get the Sapphire Gypsum from that. The Ruby Gypsum is found in Outpost Rush caches, and basically you play 2 Outpost Rushes a day, you'll get 2 Ruby Gypsums. You can't get any more than that, so once you get 2, you don't have to continue to play Outpost Rush. Next one is the Emerald Gypsum, and this is going to be found in the trade skill aptitude reward containers. So anytime you open up those trade skill aptitude reward containers, you should be able to get an Emerald Gypsum. And to kind of tell you what that exactly is, once you max out at a 200 and you gain a level in one of the trade skills, you're going to be getting that Emerald Gypsum. I think you can only get one every 24 hours. I'm not 100% sure on that. I seem to only get one a day, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 24-hour cooldown for the Emerald Gypsum. The next one is a Citron Gypsum, which is found in arena caches. So in order for you to get this, you're going to have to beat arenas in order to get that gypsum. The next one is the Amethyst Gypsum, and this you're going to find by doing breach caches, which means you basically go up in the Shadow Mountain or one of the high end. I'm not actually sure if it works for lower ones, but it definitely works for the upper level portals. So if you just run portals with a group, knock out them, you will not get them every single time if you run it with a big group, but you will get enough of them to be able to unlock one of these a night. I'm not sure if it's maxed out at a certain level. I think you can only get like 7 a night. So if you get 7 and you go like 2 or 3 more and you're not getting any more, then you probably tapped out. The next one is the Topaz Gypsum, and this is found on hostile creatures level 55 plus, but only after you consume a special potion that can be crafted at a tier 5 camp. So not only do you have to open a tier 5 camp, you have to get the materials that you need, which you can go to the very bottom and see exactly what you need here on the screen. Once you have those, you can make the Topaz Potion here, and then once you pop that Topaz Potion, you have an hour to kill level 55 enemies. Make sure you're doing it solo. If you do it with a group, it won't always drop, and it kind of gets annoying because I think one drops every 2 minutes that you're fighting. So you have to get 10 of them. So if you do that, it's about 20 minutes. So every 20 minutes or something, you'll be able to get one. Once you get to the 10, you're done. You can't get any more, but they drop every couple of minutes. So kind of have to just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting until you get your 10 gypsum. And the last one currently out, and this could change, is the Diamond Gypsum, which is an event gypsum that you can only be found during certain events, such as the Winter Convergence, which is what we're going through right now. And during this, the festival, you can earn a Diamond Gypsum by interacting with the first 3 trees of light each day. So you can go to separate towns. The first 3, you can open as many as you want, but only the first 3 that you open will give you that Diamond Gypsum, and only 1 gypsum is awarded per tree. So if you're not sure what you're doing with these gypsums, each type of the activity or the unique gypsum that you get, you're not able to to mix them, but you can create an orb. And by doing this, you need to go to a gypsum kiln tier 5, which is kind of spread out throughout the map. I'll put up the locations of where you can find them, and you're just going to go to the kiln and you're going to lock in the emerald gypsums or whatever gypsums you have. You're going to lock those in once you have enough, and you're going to get a gypsum orb. Once you have that orb, you're going to be able to create casts for them. So if you want the bow cast, you're going to basically take that orb, go down to where the bow cast is, and upgrade and create that cast. And then once you learn that cast, then you will upgrade your gear score for that specific item. Any armor you can do it on, any weapons, and right now you could do like the ring, all of that stuff as well. So kind of what you're going to need 3 obsidian gypsums. You're going to need 1 gypsum of the sapphire, 2 of the ruby, 1 of the emerald, 1 of the citrine, 7 of the amethyst, 10 of the topaz, and 3 of the diamond. And you are able to do every single one of these every single day. However, some of them are a little hard to do, like with the keys with the Lazarus and stuff like that. You're going to have those keys in order to get in and beat them to get the gypsums available for that. What I do is I'm able to get the obsidian, the ruby, the amethyst, the topaz, and the diamond about every single night. So that's about 5 or 6 that you can get every single night with just kind of doing whatever you normally do without having to go in separate runs or have to go in arenas or anything like that. So if you want to knock those out every day, that's going to give you 5 or 6 upgrades in the kiln. So after you create the orb, you can then use the orb to create the cast. As I said, each of the casts requires 1 of the orbs to cast it. So if you get the 3 diamond, you're going to upgrade the diamond gypsum orb. You're going to get the 1 orb, and then you can take that 1 orb and create 1 cast. You can obtain multiple casts in 1 day by performing multiple of the above activities, and there is a 22-hour, I believe, countdown on the gypsum for a particular type. After you have earned enough gypsum to craft the orb, you will no longer be awarded the gypsum of that type in that particular activity for about 18 to 22 hours. I think it's 18 hours on the orbs and 22 hours on the cast. For example, if you run the 2 outpost rush matches and receive the 2 gypsum to create your cast, if you run the 3rd outpost match, you will not receive the gypsum because it will then be on the 18-hour cooldown. So once you do outpost rush, you do the 2, you wait 18 hours, you can start doing it again, you'll get another 2, and so on and so forth. So that brings it to the next thing. You can obtain and keep gypsum for later crafting if you just want to see, maybe you want to focus on one thing, so you're putting everything in there. So maybe you have 40 or 50 kind of built up. And the one thing I will tell you is you can only create 1 cast a day every 22 hours, I believe is what it is. What I'm saying is you can't take your gypsum, you can't take 100 casts of it and put all of them into the bow and try to raise it up to that 600 level. You can't do that. You can only do 1 every 22 hours for the cast. So if you have 100, you do the bow, then you have 99, and then you have to wait another 22 hours to do another bow, which would drop it to 98. So keep that in mind when you're doing this, that while you're doing it, you want to kind of upgrade what you know you want to upgrade. Even if you're like, well, maybe this will upgrade by just doing elite chests. It doesn't matter. You can only use 1 a day anyway, so you might as well use it to increase the gear score of the items you're going to use. So as I was saying, how to use the gypsum, kind of went over that. The places, the kilns that are available are in Ebonscale Reach, Reekwater, Great Cleave, Engrove, Shattered Mountain Outpost as well. So now that we've got the casts made, we're going to kind of go over a little bit of what the casts do. So after you have made the cast, you can use it to obtain and guarantee a bump in expertise or gear score for that particular gear slot. The guarantee increases from ranges 2 expertise up to 5. However, the maximum of 5 begins to scale down the closer you get to the 600 expertise. So when you first start, you go, if you're at 500 and you want a bow cast, it might go to 505. But once you get up to 588, don't expect it to jump to 590. Expect it to go to 589 and then up to 590. So the lower you are, the higher expertise you have at possibly jumping. And again, this is important to note that you can only earn a maximum of 8 gypsum casts within the 18-hour period. And then boom, you can only get 1 cast per 22 hours. You could do multiple casts in one day, but you can only do one specific cast. So again, if you want to do the great axe, once you use that, you can't use the great axe for another 22 hours, but you can unlock a ring slot. So then once you learn the ring, another 22 hours before you can do the ring. So I hope this episode helped you guys in kind of figuring out what gypsum is, how to get it, how it works, how it's going to help you raise your gear score in the end to get to that 590. That way you can start getting those 600 drops that everyone talks about. I apologize for being sick. I've been sick for a couple weeks, but I got to make these videos for you guys because I feel like this is information that you guys need in order to help your gameplay experience. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit the red subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Slacker out.